Hello friends, welcome to Technique. This is Nirmal here, and in this video we're going to do an FAQ on the ASUS Zenfone Max Pro M2. So ASUS Zenfone Max Pro M2 is now available in India and has been officially launched, and the pricing starts at 12,999 for the base variant, and it comes with 3GB RAM and 32GB storage, and this is an upgraded device when compared to the ASUS Zenfone Max Pro M1. Now it comes with the Snapdragon 660, it has a notch display, improved cameras, and battery life is again really great. So in this video we'll try to answer a lot of questions we have been getting. Apart from that, we'll also do the regular FAQ which we do on our channel. So let's get started with the FAQ on the ASUS Zenfone Max Pro M2. So first up, let's have a look at the sensors available on this device. So we have installed the sensors app. So there you go, you can see accelerometer, magnetic sensor, gyroscope, proximity sensor, and light sensors are included on this device. So all these basic sensors are available on the ASUS Zenfone Max Pro M2. Now talking about the display. So the phone comes with a notch display, and this is a full HD plus resolution display, 19:9 aspect ratio, and the display quality actually looks pretty good. You can see that the display sharpness levels are really impressive, colors are vivid, sharp, and the touch response is also pretty smooth on the display, and this is protected by Corning Gorilla Glass 6. So this is the first smartphone in the sub 20k price segment to get the Gorilla Glass support, so that's really great. And this device comes with 2.5D glass as well. Now talking about the Gorilla Glass 6, so the company claims that it can survive almost 15 drops from a height of around 1 to 1.5 meters. It can withstand up to 15 drops. That's pretty impressive for a display. So that's the Gorilla Glass 6 support on the ASUS Zenfone Max Pro M2. Now next, let's talk about the SIM cards. So this device comes with a triple slot. That means here we have the slot. So it comes with triple slot. That means you can use two SIM cards at the same time. Both are dual voltage supported, and there is also dedicated SD card support available in case you want to expand the storage. So that's pretty good from ASUS on the Max Pro M2. Now there is dual voltage support, as I mentioned before. You can also use Jio as well as Airtel VoLTE on this device. Now talking about the storage, this device comes in two variants, 32GB storage and 64GB storage, and RAM variants are 3, 4 and 6GB RAM available. So now we are going to test out the fingerprint scanner performance. So fingerprint scanner is mounted on the back panel. So we'll just test out the performance. So there you go. So you can see it's quite fast. It may not be the fastest out there. So there you go, that's the performance of the ASUS Zenfone Max Pro M2. Now this device also comes with a face unlock. So again, we'll just try out the face unlock. So you can see that it does a quite good job. It may not be the fastest out there, but it is quite accurate. Now talking about the software. So this device comes with the stock Android. So this is not under the Android 1 platform, but it has stock UI. So you can see it runs on Android 8.1 Oreo out of the box, and you get a few basic gestures supported. Otherwise it's stock like UI. You can see the Zen Motion gestures are supported, and no third-party apps are installed other than a couple of apps from ASUS. That's the calculator and file manager. Otherwise it's the stock and the plain UI which you get on the Android 1 seat power device as well. Now talking about the performance. So the phone is powered by the Snapdragon 660 octa-core chipset coupled with either 3, 4 or 6GB RAM, and few have been asking us whether this is having the same clock speed as the Realme 2 Pro. Yes, this is also having the clock speed as 1.96 GHz and not the 2.2 GHz you can see on the Mi A2 or even the Nokia 7 Plus or the Vivo V9 Pro. So it's slightly underclocked processor. So it's 1.98 GHz Snapdragon 660, but in real life you never notice the difference. It's hardly noticeable, and it is quite responsive, no issues whatsoever. And even in terms of the gaming experience as well, it was quite smooth, and you could play heavy graphic rich games without much issues. We have done a detailed gaming review as well, so you can check out that video as well. Now moving on to the battery. So the phone comes with a 5000 mAh capacity battery, and ASUS has retained the high capacity battery. That's pretty good performance. And now there is no fast charging supported on this device. So officially there is no fast charging, and the supplied charger is 5V 2 ampere. So basically the 10-watt charger, and it took around almost closer to 3.5 hours to charge from 0 to 100%. So slightly lesser than 3.5 hours, but it takes a lot of time to charge the device. So almost 50% can be achieved in around 1 hour 15 minutes, or rather 1 hour 20 minutes, but then after that it slows down a lot, and the total time taken was around more than 3 hours in total. Now talking about the screen on time, so we tested the battery life multiple times, and we got a screen on time of around 8.5 hours. So maximum we got was around 8 hours 40 minutes, so not more than that. So when we compare with the Moto 1 Power, we got almost close to 10 hours. Here we get a bit lower than the Moto 1 Power. Now the standby time of the battery is really good. You could get almost like 1.5 to 2 days of standby time, but the screen on time was not as good as the Moto 1 Power. So we got 8.5 hours on an average. So expect the screen on time anywhere between 8 to 9 hours on the ASUS Zenfone Max Pro M2. Now speakers, let's go to the speaker performance. So we'll just play a song from the YouTube audio library. So as you can see, the audio quality is pretty good. It's pretty loud enough as well, and the output via the headphones is also quite acceptable for a sub 15k price device. Now next, let's talk about the LED notification. So we'll just connect a charger to this device to see if there is any LED notification on this device. So you can see that above the notch on this near to the speaker, you get an LED notifications available. So this is again multicolored. You get a green for any notification while charging. It is red. So multiple colors are available on this device. So that's the LED notification. Now USB OTG, yes, this device supports USB OTG out of the box, so you can connect your pen drives and other stuffs using the OTG cable on the Max Pro M2. Now additionally, let's see the camera performance. So this is an improved camera. We have done a detailed camera review. It's a 12 megapixel primary camera. It's a Sony sensor, and you also get a 5 megapixel secondary camera. The aperture values have been improved. It's a f1.8 aperture, and the LED flash is also included. On the front panel we have a 13 megapixel shooter. Now talking about the camera quality, we have done a detailed review. You can also check out that video. We feel it's definitely improved over the Zenfone Max Pro M1. Now when you compare with the competition, we feel this is not as good as the competition, but it can be improved with the software updates. We are expecting the new software update for the camera sometime later in December. So with that update, we feel the Max Pro M2 will even improve. So we'll talk about the camera after that. So the camera UI feels a bit sluggish actually. It's not the fastest UI. It does take a time to take captures, and it's not the user-friendly UI, but then a lot of features are included on the UI. So that's the camera performance. So here are some samples we have taken with the ASUS Zenfone Max Pro M2. Now we have been also getting a few other questions on this device. One is regarding whether this device will get Android Pie update. So yes, this device will be getting Android Pie update somewhere in Jan 2019. So almost like 1.5 months. In that time, it will be getting the Android Pie update. Then other question we got was whether the back panel is glass or it's a plastic material. It's not glass actually. It feels like glass. You can see that the finishing is really great. That's where the build quality comes in. It's really great in terms of the build quality. It's not glass, but it's polycarbonate material. It's multiple layer coating given, which gives it a glass like finishing, and it is durable as well. It is kind of scratch resistant. That's what the company claims. So we have been tested that, but it is scratch resistant according to the company. So that's the back panel of the ASUS Zenfone Max Pro M2. Now another question we have been getting is whether we can disable the notch on this device, because this is a stock like UI. So most of the stock Android devices does not have an option to disable the notch. So here again we don't have an option to disable the notch. We have to go with the notch, so that option is not available on this device. So those were the FAQs on the ASUS Zenfone Max Pro M2. So hope we have answered most of your questions, and we have been getting on this device. So in case you have still any questions to ask us, you can drop a comment and we'll be glad to help you out with your questions. So that's all guys with the FAQ on the ASUS Zenfone Max Pro M2. Hope you enjoyed watching this video. Do hit that like button and also hit the red subscribe button for more videos. This is Namal signing off. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.